guys, welcome to the channel, and this is another Building Newcrest, part of my Building Newcrest series. I'm just going to be building up all the worlds in Sims 4 and yeah, and just filling them all up with my builds, and I'm really excited about it, especially about Newcrest because I've never really seriously played in it as a whole. That's kind of where I put all my random builds or things that I just kind of randomly needed. There wasn't really an actual world. So yeah, I'm really excited for this particular series. And of course, after I'm done with all of the lots, I'm going to be creating a world save for you guys to download and enjoy. But until then, after I'm done with the, specific world itself, I'm going to be putting up for download the lots in that world per district, for the bigger worlds like Newcrest. So right now I'm doing the, it's the top part of the bottom section of the map. It's one of the bigger lots in Newcrest, but I thought this particular area would be really nice for a college park. And there were a few in Florida when I grew up there. Basically, the whole idea of the park is just a place where your young adult student Sims can go and enjoy themselves or to study in an outdoor environment. And this is actually part one, not part one of a video, but part one of the entirety of the lot. I wish this section of the map was bigger. If it was a 50 by 50 or even a 64 by 64, this would have been perfect. So unfortunately I had to split up the lots, but this lot and the lot right behind it, which is part 2 of the park, is also connected. So unfortunately you will have to travel from one place to another or one side of the park to another. But we do what we have to do to make it work. Because I thought it would look weird otherwise to have something completely different to a park right behind this one, because there's kind of this awkward open area behind it. So I figured, well, I could just create another section of the park, and I think it looks more cohesive that way. So I thought it would be cool to add little vendors in the park. There's some here, and there's some in the other section, which you'll see later. But the whole idea of it is kind of like food trucks. We don't have any food trucks in the game, so the vendors were the next best thing for me, I think. And food trucks are very popular with the youngins, me included. I love food trucks. But yeah, so the idea of it was, to have these little food stalls, and when you're at the park and if you're studying, you can grab a bite to eat or a coffee or, something like that. And it just makes it a little more enjoyable. And of course, you can see on the right there is an outdoor theater or entertainment area. You could watch movies there. It's really cool at night. And at the end of the build, I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like at night as well as in the daytime. But yeah, and then here I'm just adding some quote unquote blankets with some textbooks, which is just the book sized up, as well as some backpacks, because I think it's always really nice, to have some outdoor areas where your Sims can kind of sit and do their homework or study or whatever. And I really enjoyed that actually when I was in college. I used to love sitting outside and doing my homework or studying or reading, because I don't know, it's just something about it that's really nice and relaxing, kind of keeps you focused. There's also a busking station, or I guess a blanket or with an amp for your Sims who are, a little strapped for cash, because college kids are always strapped for cash. So you can take your young adult Sims who are musically inclined and have them busk in the park, which is really nice. And I also put an art, what is it called? it's where you would sell your artwork. So that's there in the park as well for your Sims to make a little extra money. So for the vendors, you're actually going to have to hire you're going to have to hire the vendors out of your own pocket, unfortunately. So what I end up doing is just, I'll hire the vendors, but I'll add the money back. Because unfortunately, they don't spawn themselves, so that's kind of a bummer. But, we can work around it. It looks really cool though once the vendors are there. So here in this section of the park, I really wanted like an outdoor concert venue. Something of a pavilion kind of with like an overhang, and maybe local artists or comedians or bands or whatever can come here and give some free concerts to the young adults that live in the area. I think that would be really cool. I always enjoyed free concerts and people who would perform in the parks where I lived. It was always really fun and a very affordable venue because it was free. But yeah, really cool. So I found out when I was testing the lots and everything, the benches are actually backwards, maybe. So because when my Sims would sit on the benches, they wouldn't face the stage. So that's my bad. If you do download this lot, you'll have to rotate those benches, but I hope you all don't mind. Here on the side of the stage is a public restroom, just in case, your Sims need a public restroom, it's there. That is actually from the debug menu. I think it works even though it's from the debug menu. But I didn't really want to add like an actual building for the bathrooms. I thought it would be more appropriate to have something like that in the park. And then, of course, I used this new awning that came with the toddler pack. Really excited about it. I thought it'd be really cool to kind of cover the performance area there. And here in this part of the park is some more vendors. There are different ones to the vendors that are in the first part of the park. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this build. It's really fun to play in. I think it'd be really good for storytelling. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.